Hi, I am BA. I skate with Bay Area Derby.
I'm Scott Slamilton. I skate with Puget Sound Outcast.
I'm Stefanie Mainey and I skate with London Roller Girls. And we're going to be talking about how we prepare for games mentally and physically. How do you guys get ready for a game or a bout that you've got coming up?
Well, I'm pretty repetitive, so I like to do the same thing every single bout day. So I always get up at the same time, eat the same breakfast, protein, B-complex vitamins. Beforehand, like I mentally prepare with a lot of visualization, and then get with my team, and we do like the same team ritual before every single game. What about you guys?
With my team, like, we sing the national anthem, which is, like, that's cool. Like, I love bringing the team together and kind of feeling our energies, like, just become one.
Do you guys do that in the locker room? When do you do it?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we'll go like on the track, right? Like, and when we're out on the track,
okay,
that's when we'll start singing. But I feel like it sounds really terrible at first, and I'm not saying that you guys are bad singers, but and I'm not the greatest. But no, it's nice to like start hearing everyby like harmonize a little bit, and kind of like loosen the chest up and get relaxed.
Are you a soprano?
Oh, I try to hit those high notes. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, I would say that was. I didn't answer the question, did I?
No, you did good.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
know about the soprano, right?
Oh, yeah, you're not a soprano. You're a tenor.
Oh, exactly. I'm tenor.
All those bassy notes.
But that's one thing that I like to do with the team. For myself, it's just recently, like, just trying to have a calmness on the track, so that I can really like loosen, like just be in my element, because like you were saying before, like if you kind of have that energy, and if you have like a negative energy, or if you have a nervous energy, like the team feels it.
Yeah, everybody picks up on it.
Right. So like to have that calmness is key. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Like now is just like what's gonna make that calmness, music probably, so that I can get into that. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. So what's up with you?
Well, in LG we have a fairly strict timing for a game that we have coming up. So the night before we can't eat any red meat. We have to eat easily digestible foods. So you can eat like chicken or complex carbs and stuff. And then 3 hours before a game, we have to eat the food. If we do it like later than that, then we won't have digested it properly. So we have to like check in at the venue. We have to eat whatever food that we brought, and it has to, again, like no red meat. And then we have team meetings, etc. Then we do like our off skates warm up, and then we do our on skates warm up, and then we also like do like positive visualization. So and we get together in our packs, and the drummer will say like, I'm visualizing that I will push the wall forward, my offense will come in, and then I will get a scoring pass, and Dai will do like some awesome offense, and you guys will be holding the drummer back, and I'll do like another scoring pass, and then I'll call it off. So we'll just do we'll be very specific about what our visualization is, because otherwise you can. I have a habit like inside my head of like either just like imagining myself with a horrific injury and how I'm going to react, or just like getting a little bit flighty and just being all like, and then I'm going to use my teammate as a pole vault, and I'm going to jump over the puck, and then I'm going to run away, and everyone will cheer, and then someone will put a crown. So because I also have a little bit of a problem with like remaining present, and I'm usually like a fairly quiet person, and so it's hard for me to remain like present with my team when I'm actually fairly introverted a lot of the time. So I have to like kind of make a special effort to like be there and with my team.
That's good.
Yeah.
I have the same problem, like having that connection, or like sometimes I'll just I'll get too into my head.
Yeah.
And it's just like, sometimes I'll look out at the track and I'll like, oh, we're playing roller derby. So no, that's huge. I think that we all complemented ourselves pretty well. Like, you have yours, like, there's 3 different techniques that.
Yeah.
You guys rock.
I think I'm a very like process-driven person. I'm not particularly outcome-driven. And I was actually talking to some of the high-level skaters recently. Just this is like off topic, but I feel like it's kind of interesting about like getting to champs or like getting to playoffs. And the first year you go from like playoffs to champs. Like when you don't make it, you're just like, oh, I want it so bad. And then like you make it to champs. And you're just kind of like, oh, I made it to champs. And then like you're just kind of like, oh my god, we got another 6 weeks of really, really hard work before we like get there. And then you get to champs and it's just so stressful. Like I find like the process is like the interesting bit for me, but like the outcome is like I get to like champs and I'm just like, I just want the after party to happen so bad. Let's just get to the after party bit, and then
I want to have finished all this. And won everything. And gotten my crown.
I just want it to be over so bad. I want it to be finished. And then I just want to dance with Wild Cherry at the after party or something.
Get it done. That's awesome.
Tracy Akers, let's go dance.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
I have to finding ways to stay calm is very important to me, because I think, I think I have to stay mentally calm and then let my physical nerves be there and not try to suppress my nerves, because I need that adrenaline. Mm-hmm. But my brain has to be really clear, so I have to, finding ways to kind of, I like to think through different strategy scenarios. So I'm like, okay, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If this happens, I'm going to do this. And then I just kind of repeat it over and over again in my head, and that kind of keeps my head busy, so it's not worried about, like, you're going to fail. Or you're going to get your crown. So I just keep thinking about, what I need to do and what my job is. And I think that kind of helps, even if I have butterflies in my stomach. Yeah. I just fake it.
How do you guys deal with your like first jam when you're on the track? Like, how do you, like, for me personally, I'm just like, I don't get nervous before games. Like, I never really get nervous, or at least I don't feel nervous. And when people are just like, are you nervous? And I'm like, no, I don't really feel anything. I'm numb. But then like by the time I get on the track, like, I start to feel nervous, like, even though all the way through the warm-up, the stretching, to the positive visualization is like whatever. And then like the first time I hit the track, like I basically in my head I'm just kind of like, first time doesn't matter, just get it out of the way, and then the next ones are the ones that like, if I mess this one up, it's not the end of the world, but like the next 60 seconds is what counts. Like, try and get this through this one, next 60 seconds, see how it goes.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah,
that's what I've been trying to do. Is you have a full hour to really like, hone in on the other strategies, right? Like, so you just like keep calm like that, not tense up, because that's what I would do. Is I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna hit it hard out of the gates, and then my legs would lock up, and then they would be like, oh, predictable outside, like I'm gonna go the outside, like, okay, I get it, but for me, like, it's crucial now to like get that relaxed, calm presence out there. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just kind of like what you were talking about is kind of just move into it, stay calm, because it doesn't matter. I mean, you have a full hour.
Yeah. Set little goals.
Little goals, exactly. Oh, they do this. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change my technique up here, or I'm going to, turn my body here, hit this, hit them at the hip, and then I'm going to give them my back, open up the seam, take the upside, so and then being able to like come back and tell the next jammer or the jammer that, you know, is sitting down, just kind of what worked for you and what didn't, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What about you, BA?
I try to distract myself. I think about, you know, this jam I'm gonna try to play offense for my jammer a little quicker, or I'm gonna run up and do this, or I'm gonna be the person that's super sturdy and stays still while other people can go do this. I just try to think of like whatever my little goal for that jam is, and I try to think about you know, everybody studies their opponent, but like, what is this opposing jammer gonna do? Is she someone that I have to cover the track on? Is she someone I have to like really sit on? Is she gonna bounce around a lot? Is she just gonna drive up the middle? Like, what is the plan? And then talking about the plan over and over again, really helps. Otherwise, I would probably get pretty nervous. As soon as the first whistle blows, it's only like the 30 seconds between getting on the track and then the first whistle. As soon as the first whistle blows, I forget all about it. Yeah, and I feel fine.
Yeah, once you're going, then it's like, okay.
It's like,
okay. We're in this.
I'm busy now. My brain's busy. It's doing stuff. We're good. So I guess, you know, I don't know, setting little goals. It's good. Yeah. I always want to be better every jam.
Can I ask you guys something? Like, I know we're talking about like all the prep and all that stuff, but I really feel like it's key to like be in your personal life, have something positive and doing something. Like, I've had a lot of stuff happen within 4 years, 5 years, that in my personal life that really messed with my head a lot, you know, and I keep telling myself you have to slow down because I'm always a busybody. I'm a busy bee. Yeah. You know, they talk about busy bees. That's me. I just can't stop. You know, I'm just like, okay, I gotta be going. But really making sure like your personal life is pretty clear and you're confident within yourself. Yeah. Because I mean that's what we're trying to bring. It is the most confident person, you know, confident team that's gonna like pull through, right? So I mean, have you guys been through a lot of stuff recently that's messed with you?
Well, I think for me, like anything can distract you if you let it. And so I tend to. Like walking into a game, I think about a bubble of calm, and I want to make sure that I'm as calm as I can physically be going into a game. And there's always going to be life stuff happening around that, and I basically want to put all the things that are going to help me perform well inside this bubble. So like if I don't sleep well in the hotel room, or like if the bed's too soft or whatever, or if I the pillow isn't good enough, then I'm going to bring my own pillow, and that's going to help me sleep better. Or I'm going to take some melatonin and like have my eye mask in and have my my earplugs in, and that's within my bubble. That's something I can change to make myself perform better in a game. I can make sure that I, do my best to have a good relationship with my teammates. I can make sure that I sleep well. I can make sure that I eat well. I can make sure that my all my equipment is, completely functioning well. And then we can go to practice and we can practice everything over and over again so that we feel confident about what we're doing. And then so that's within inside the bubble, and anything
circle
else.
Of influence,
the sphere of influence. And so anything outside of that sphere of influence just doesn't matter. You have to let it go, because otherwise
you can't control it.
Yeah, there's no point in worrying about it, because in the next 60 minutes it's not going to do, nothing's going to change for the better or worse.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's good. That's all good work. Do you do anything? Or have you had anything?
I have, but I think I'm pretty good about doing I'm pretty good about pushing that stuff away. Mostly because I don't want to think about it, and I compartmentalize stuff. Right. I do. I'm like, okay, this is work, and that's over there now, and I'm not working for 2 more days, so now I have to focus on this. So I kind of in my brain, I kind of just try to push the things away that I'm not thinking about, and then try to focus. But I also I hyper focus, so I get very intently focused on something, which probably helps me with that. But on other things, I can get so hyper focused I'm not paying attention to other stuff. So I don't know. I guess that's all I do is try to compartmentalize.
That's good. I got to do more of that.
Keep all that stuff outside of our what is it? Our sphere, our bubble. Get out of the bubble.
The focus on.
Yeah, and then confidence, and then being confident in myself. Knowing that One of my teammates read a book. Gretchen Vomit. She read a book, and it wasn't that one. Mind Jam, you were gonna say. I'd rather read one. I always do. I read all those books. I love them. But she had read a book where they were talking about confidence in athletes and how you see these athletes come off the track and they're just like, I'm amazing, I can do anything, and they're like so overly confident.
Right.
But what she was saying was that a lot of the reason that they're able to achieve what they had just achieved on the track or on the floor or whatever, or, you know, in whatever sport they play, is because they're overconfident and sincerely believe that they're capable of doing that, right? So, like, you have these incredible athletes that go out there and they're partially incredible because they're partially delusional and, you know, and think that they can do anything. And there's, like, that, you know, you have that line of, like, this level of confidence where you go in and you're like, you know what? I am capable of this. I have been working on this for a really long time, and you just kind of have to, like, put your shoulders back, stand up, and be like, I'm going to make this happen. And, like, that little bit of overconfidence that you have can sometimes be the make or break between you being able to do something, you being able to not do something. So I think, like, you know, when I walk into a bout or anything like that, it's just from there, everything goes away. I leave everything at the door. I'm walking in with my teammates, and it's all confidence from there on out. It's just, you go right, and it's like, you know what, we got this. We're going to handle this. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's, you know, it's if I think I can do it, I can do it. So, I don't know, working on that, like, level of confidence. And I think sometimes, too, it does intimidate opponents, you know? Like, you have a team.
It does.
You know, they know. Like, you walk into a room and, like, you see some of those teams that are, like, very teamy teams, and they walk into a room and everyone's just like, whoa, like, that team's
pretty cool.
serious about winning right now, you know?
Yep.
And it works. You send in a message to your opponent everywhere you go, whenever they see you, you know, whatever you're doing. If you're dancing around and bouncing around, that's one message. If you're, you know, super confident, maybe it helps. Maybe it's just that little bit of edge. Maybe that's all you need. You know, you get into any top 10 level derby, it blows my mind because it's like, I mean, everybody's skilled.
Yeah.
The skill is just off the charts, right? It's off the charts. And it's not, I mean, the edge that gets you past, it's almost all mental. Right? It's
true.
How well do you play together?
Yep.
How well do you communicate? How well do you non-verbally communicate? You know?
Yep. Just knowing your teammate. Yeah. You're gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. You know, like.
So all that prep, like any of the prep that we do, like everything that we do during the day, the fact that I do the same thing from morning till night of every single bout, it's all mental prep. I mean, at that point, you're not physically prepping anything anymore. You either have the endurance or you don't. You're not going to go do a couple of hill sprints that day and get better endurance, right? But you can control everything that's going on inside your head.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed that you can't increase your endurance in one day.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Be awesome.
You're like, I'm going to do one hill sprint today.
I got this. I'm going to take it all on.
So I can sit on the couch instead.
Yeah.
So fun.
I think the walking into a place confident thing just goes against my English self-deprecation. when I walk,
because every time you walk next to me, it's like, oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Man.
You apologize to me when I do something sometimes. I like spill something, you're like, oh, sorry.
Tells about it.
Oh, man. Man, I bring this up just because when you have like a player that's really good and that kind of like helps mold the team. Not saying that I do, but like when somebody's off, that's significant. On your team, like the team feels it. Like I've been off for a while.
Yeah, I mean, and they know.
Yeah, and it's just like, and like for me, it's the fun. Like it became work. It's like, man, I'm going out here doing the same thing. Well, I'm gonna turn my autopilot on or something. Like even, and I hate to bring this up, or not hate it, but I mean, when I didn't make this like Team USA, I was physically prepared. I was in the best shape of my life. Yeah. Like I've never been more prepared, but mentally I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And that was, for me, that was huge, and that's what I needed to figure out. Like where are you? Life events. I lost, like I said, my my grandfather, which was my father, my son, at birth. Like, I held him till he passed away. So that really, that really messed with me mentally. You know, like, like when people have those kind of deaths or whatever, you know, it feels like you got hit over the head with a baseball bat, you know, and like even interacting with, only interacting with, I don't even know, like anybody. It's just like you're there, but you're not there. You know? So that's why I say, you know, clear your head, you know, be prepared, you know, focus on that. Like you guys had all those great, you know, tips and everything. So for me, like, I'm gonna take those what you guys said, and I'm gonna like utilize it in my skating. So thank you.
Other than getting ready for games, and how you get ready for once you're on the track. Like, what do you do at halftime if you're behind or if you're ahead? Because I feel like it's very easy for you to, like, because a lot of the game now is all about points ratios and, like, you know, rankings and holding those rankings or like increasing your rankings. Like when you're winning at halftime, but you know you have to increase your point differential, or if you're losing, like how do you process that at halftime?
Mostly just do the same thing and hope it turns out better.
Yeah.
Maybe this time.
No, just it might happen.
You know, I think there's some of the, you know, the more obvious things. Like sometimes you can make adjustments. You can do jammer matching, etc. You can make pack adjustments in the way you play, or you can treat jams differently. If you're trying to be defensive heavy, you can make sure you call jams. If you really need to score points against a team that's ranked higher than you, you can make adjustments and run jams long. Sure. A lot of people do stuff like that. I think we like to stay very calm as a team, and I think we kind of have, you know, team rituals that we do that I won't really get into, but it just kind of revolves around us just being physically connected. Pillow fights, yes, just slapping each other in the face. You know, being physically connected, mentally connected, kind of for a small period of time to regain focus. Because I think a lot of times when if we have, you know, either a goal we need to achieve or we need to perform better than we were, a lot of it revolves around team focus. Yeah,
I took a picture of you guys a few years ago at Roller Camp from above. I was on the balcony, and you guys were like shoulder to shoulder, and you would like cross arms and doing hand thing. Is that like part of the thing?
No,
like
I don't
physically
know what that
connected?
was. I've never seen that before.
It's on Instagram.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's on Instagram.
It's
out there. If it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen. So you take it down.
Is that part of you? Like,
yeah, it's a team circle. We like to circle up and kind of.
I mean, it can't be a secret. You did it in at Roller Camp in front of an audience.
I'm teasing. Gosh. Yeah, we do. You know, we do. We like to kind of just breathe together and recenter each other and just remind everybody, like, hey, we're, you know, again, we can't control everybody outside, but this is our little circle here, and this is what we are in control of, and we can worry about each other and take care of each other, and I think that's important, you know. So it's like regrounding, trying to do a regrounding when you've been, especially if you're like out there, you're playing a chaotic team and they're running around and hitting and doing crazy stuff. You gotta kind of bring everybody back in and be like, let's not worry about them right now. Let's change what we're doing.
Yeah.
Gotta play your game.
Yeah. Our bench coach, Bliss Whistle, like, he used to, like, if there was something that we weren't doing well that we needed to change, or if, like, there was, you know, the competition were manipulating us in some way that meant that we weren't performing to our potential, then he used to wait until he had a solution to be all like, oh, this is happening, you guys need to do this to make it better. But now he's just like, he sees a problem, then he comes and says, this is a problem, and then we know the problem right away, and then we work together to fix it,
to solve it. That's good.
And sometimes he just tells us, like, really, like, he'll just like, we need to get lead, And I was like, okay, well that, yeah, it's kind of
important
obvious,
to
but
have-
also just hearing it, it's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, we do need to get leads.
do.
Okay, let's make that happen, you know?
It's important to have a coach like that.
Yeah, absolutely. He also always like when we're going into tournaments or like going into really big games, he tries to do like a really like rabble rousing kind of like speech, and he never like repeats the same one, and he always tries to find like a different topic. And like he did one recently, which was just kind of like do this for your like, you know, the child in you that wants to be great at something. And like there's always like someone with a tear rolling down their eye or something.
That would be me every
like,
time.
do this for all the people at home. Do And then like afterwards, you just can't believe I fell for that. Oh.
Yeah, it gets me every time.
He always makes me cry.
That's awesome.
FYI, I never cry.
I'm sure you don't.
I have no. The only thing, like, if we're down, like, I just try to, like, talk to the guys. Mostly I'm jamming, right? So I'm not really blocking or doing anything like that. I love to block, though.
Yeah,
Blocking
me
is
too.
fun. But it's just kind of like trying to keep on, you know, your tendency is to do this, or your habit is to do this, so you need to hit, you know, a different way. You know, for me, like, that's what it is. I just kind of get into that same pattern, so like really just changing it up and making sure that I'm communicating with my jammers that they need to, if something's not working for them, to tell them, you know. Blockers do the same thing with on our team. You know, they just come together, hey, we're doing this isn't effective, this is what they're doing, you know, let's stay together, let's do us and not react to what they're doing. You know?
Yeah.
So, kind of all the same, but I need to get the speech. I want to try a little bit, I
ballistic
think.
whistle,
Yeah.
make you a rebel rousing speech.
Next time I see you, Ballistic.
Cool. Does anybody have anything else to...
I feel like it was a good talk.
Yeah?
We should do it again sometime.
We should.